Hey, it's time for Wednesday in the Word with Wade. I wanted to share with a thought with you. It's from Psalms chapter 107, and it begins with verse 29. He maketh the storm a calm, so that the waves thereof are still. Then are they glad because they be quiet. So he bringeth them into their desired haven. I was thinking about, this being the Wednesday before the hurricane's about to hit the coast, and sometime today, I think this afternoon, maybe beginning there, and hearing about as this is coming, I wanted to things come to my mind that I want to share. Now, there's a man by the name of Henry Lake Gilmore, and he went to the sea at the age of 16, and he went there to learn navigation. Now, he went out there for a while, spent some time, and then he reached Philadelphia, came off of there, and became a house painter. And from that place, he also went into the Civil War to serve in the Civil War, became a prisoner, was captured, and spent time in the Confederate prison. After that, he came out and became a dentist, and that was his occupation for many years. Now, you wonder and say, well, Brother Wade, what does Henry Lake Gilmore have to do with anything you're talking about? Well, he also was a songwriter, and he's very famous. He wrote 16 different hymns back in the 1800s. About 1889, I think, is when they believe that this song was composed. And when you start thinking about the message behind it, you can kind of see Henry Lake Gilmore's life in that. And the first verse, a word goes like this: my soul in sad exile was out on life's sea, so burdened with sin and distress, till I heard a sweet voice saying, make me your choice, and I entered the haven of rest. The second verse, I yielded myself to his tender embrace in faith, taking hold of the word. My fetters fell off, and I anchored my soul. In the haven of rest is my Lord. And then you move on down here to even further, and you realize, and it says, how precious the thought that we all may recline, like John the beloved, so blessed, on Jesus' strong arm, where no tempest can harm, secure in the haven of rest. Notice here the way these verses come to effect. Number one, he says, I was in exile on life's sea. In other words, he has exiled himself from God, probably gone out to sea and to seek his fortune on the ocean, become a navigator, become all those things, find that treasure, that hidden treasure and all those things. But instead he ends up in Philadelphia. And in Philadelphia, he ends up in the Civil War. In the Civil War, he ends up a prisoner. And from a prisoner, he ends up being a dentist. And I look at this word right here, and I see how this so reflects who we are. Many times we recognize that we're in exile with Christ, we're in exile with God, and we need him fully in our life, or maybe we have put ourselves in that place. And then when we yield ourselves to him, we enter into that haven of rest. And then in the next verse, you see that it's all about the praise to the Savior for what he's done. My goodness, how do we do this so many times in our life that we leave God out of what he wants to do in our life, and we miss out on the blessings that he wants? And I was thinking about this song because it's one of those songs, an old song, that has always touched my heart. I've anchored my soul in the haven of rest. I'll sail the wide seas no more, though the tempest may sweep o'er the wide stormy deep. In Jesus I'm safe evermore. There's words that we can apply to our life today. My friend Jeff Stice played that for me last night on his program. It's just been one of those songs been kind of going over in my mind over and over again. With all the storms coming up, all the things we're facing today, your haven of rest is always going to be Christ. Hey, that's Wednesday in the Word with Wade. Thanks for tuning in with me. Psalms 107, 29, and 30. God bless.